I'll play some, and I'll tell you about the history, and also I'll talk technique. I don't know how deep I should get into technique stuff because it's different levels, and it might put some people to sleep. You don't know what I'm actually describing. But I was like, still touch on that because I know I'm in a room full of pianos and probably piano players. So shout out to y'all for being here. Thank y'all for coming. Okay. Maybe I'll start like with in chronological order or something like that. So ragtime, in the first generation after emancipation, African Americans were moving up to the Midwest, and these cities were characterized by like old pianos and like bar rooms and that sort of thing, and rhythm basically was something. Despite losing a lot of things that was lost, like culture, customs, and values, these Africans in the New World were taking rhythmic approaches to European harmony, basically. And they were syncopating. They were doing this thing called syncopation, which characterized this style of ragtime. And so syncopation is like a broken, in a way, approach or ragged approach to otherwise straight march music. It's like drumming with the hands. Setting a new kind of feel to it in a way, and that annoyed a lot of people, but it actually excited a lot of people at the same time. It was like hip hop of the 1890s, really. Like all these ragtime songs were written, and it was spreading across the country really fast. And so Scott Joplin comes out with this piece called "The Maple Leaf Rag" in 1899, and all of a sudden they call it like the classic rag period. Like this is the archetype. Everybody wants to write a piece just like it. It's not just folk music anymore. It's like American pop music, and it's the first piece to sell over 1 million copies during the composer's lifetime. So he's like going platinum, and so this is the Maple Leaf Rag. Yeah, so it was like this. I mean, I'm playing it more and more like blues and jazz to really put it in a modern context because all those styles came in lieu of ragtime, and so it's like the logical, harmonic and melodic progression of the ragtime approach. But what I'm saying is, the rhythmic way that they were playing this harmony and stuff allowed for more and more improvisation and real-time decision making, and that is the definition of jazz pretty much. Like it's structured decision making in real time to respond to the moment. And so improvisation and parties just blew up across the world. I mean, jazz was copied everywhere and still is. And so ragtime set this syncopated blueprint in a way for pop and jazz styles. And there's so many places I can take it from here, but I'll keep playing through music and I guess showing you the approach. And at some point, I guess you can see my hands too, or can you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Andy. Thank you, Andy, for putting this together. Yeah, so I'll keep playing through music and take a slower approach even to show you certain concepts about how to actually play it. Thank you. That piece was called The Elite Syncopations. And again, syncopation being this thing that is breaking up the beat in a way that people wouldn't otherwise expect. Like this town where Scott Joplin lived, actually, it was like at the time that he lived there, apparently, I want to get this right before I say it, something like 60% German, 40% African American, and that continued to change in the favor of African American as the decades went on in the 20th century. But the influence musically is what I'm interested in, and there was like a lot of European music in the zeitgeist, basically. So like this is a German march, it's Turkish March by Beethoven. So, I'm describing this relationship basically between these two styles, where one is where both of them technically are characterized by a striding left hand. One is characterized more by a syncopated right hand juxtaposing that striding left hand, so as to break up the beat. So instead of being, it would be something like. Like the incremental juxtaposition between the hands that create this offbeat effect basically. And so it was like a party for real. People described it as hypnotic, and they wrote about it that way, this exotic approach. And really is interesting. I think there's a lot there, like social things baked into that and all the rest, but the legacy lives really. I mean, ragtime is like evolving into jazz. And that's obviously by 1940, jazz is becoming more and more mathematic with bebop and more about expression, because they were tired of the over commodification and simplicity of ragtime, and how square it was compared to like the Charlie Parkers and the longer jazz chords and the extensions. So more and more ragtime got pushed into social obscurity, and pop music became more electronic circa 1940 as jazz took a different direction, abandoning the dance world. So now rock and roll is like more popular, and the electric guitar is characterizing pop music, and increasingly more electronic instruments. But jazz, in a way, kept and forgot about the stride tradition, I think. So like, as you go deeper into the 20th century, basically, it's almost like the chords get bigger. Okay. It's you take the song harmonically, and you use the chord information from the harmony, obviously, and you play stride, and then you hit the root. Yes, yeah. So you hit the root, and I'm adding more than the root with this tenth that I'm stretching, but essentially you hit the root and then you accompany it with a chord, maybe an octave up or more if you can make the jump.
Back and forth and back, and it makes it feel like a full chord.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you just approach it like root note, like the root note of the chord that's happening. If the chord is F, then you take the root note, which is F, and then you hit the accompanying triad one octave up. Then by definition you'll be striding. And so that really is the concept of it and the crux of it. And you can basically interpolate on that idea more and more so as to add more and more harmonies to it, like to make it more colorful, basically. And that's what happened throughout the timeline. Like ragtime, in a way, can be characterized as having less exotic chord tones than the 1920s swing that succeeded it, that came after it. And it's because they were experimenting more and more with more harmony and that sort of thing. And that exploded more in the 40s, but I'll get there. But like in the East Coast, basically all these stride players and stuff were taking all these popular songs of the day, which is like, now they're called jazz standards, but they were popular songs of the day, and they were playing them in like rent parties where they would play for hours all night just to raise money and like party and all that stuff. And like the stories you can read about that, it really were like, they were like human DJ, like they were playing the piano like a DJ board. And they wouldn't sleep, but they would have pushed the genre forward more and more to create this like American classical music because it got so like sophisticated and complex. But so it's a lot of similarities between the stride and the jazz and classical music. It's just like in a way, classical music on wheels. I think that's what jazz is. Okay.
Keys here.
Between these two.
Royce, could you talk, you mentioned the 10th.
Yeah.
Could you show what that looks like and give some examples of just your left hand playing that 10th so we can see him on the...
Definitely. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's the 10th.
So you're playing what note? Is that what?
A flat with my pinky and a C with my thumb.
Now that small 10th, for many of us that don't have...
Yeah, right. So if you can't reach it,
that would be the C to E, right? If you will.
C to E. Oh,
Yeah, like that.
yeah. And so
that's an easy 10th for many of us. Okay.
Mhm.
What's your... Can you reach all your 10ths and third? I mean, can you do the D flat 10th?
oh yeah, I can do all of them.
Yeah, so because he can walk, so you're walking through. Yeah, that's the way I see it.
So the 10th is a nice sound. If you can't reach it, you can roll it, and that's an equally valid approach. I mean, people play like that. Even people who can reach the 10th, they play like that for stylistic effect. Yeah, so the rolling approach, like there was a player named Willie the Lion Smith, that was his piece, where he would roll it, and he definitely could play the 10th, so shout out to Small Hands. I'll take any questions. I mean, I'll also keep playing, but I think it's smart to just, well, you tell me, should I take more of a piano approach where I'm teaching how to play the instrument, or history?
Could you talk a little bit about, just could you take like a really simple tune, just show the chord, and then show how you turn that into like a stride accompaniment?
Oh, sure.
Even just like a nursery rhyme or something really simple.
Okay. So yeah, you can just finesse melodies basically, and over again, and add more and more complexity to it, and harmonize it any way you like. But there's a tradition, and people describe the tradition as rules. Maybe you can describe the tradition as rules, like if you follow the tradition, you'll sound better by cultural standards. But you can also take it your own way and make up your own chords. Like you can go exotic routes and play different stuff. So it really is open, is all I'm describing. Like no matter which level you're approaching it from, you can just get better, faster and faster the more you trust yourself. It's a game of trust. So yeah, I'll play. Do you have a question?
How did you learn all this kind of music and stuff?
This like the stride stuff?
Yeah.
Good question. So I started the piano when I was 14 in the 8th grade, and I got super interested in like classical music, like looking at classical music players, like virtuoso, really good players online, and that sort of thing. And piano synthesia, where it's like a game where the notes come down to the piano. And then I made this piece where I was like I wrote a piece of music on piano to compete with at the Fox Theater like 2 years later. And I got really into composition because I was trying to like see if I could write music based on how I felt emotionally. And then I won this competition, and all of a sudden I was like, man, maybe I could do music. and so what did I do? And so I had to go to college for it, and I had to learn a whole lot more. I had to learn a lot more. So I did deep dives into a lot of classical music and jazz and ragtime, and I got deeper and deeper, and I figured out more about St. Louis, and St. Louis has this deep history with this style that I'm talking about. So I was like, well, now I have to do it. So then, the rest is history. Then I went to Berkeley and then studied a lot of jazz, and I was like, wait, this all is just connected to the tradition that St. Louis really is a prerequisite for. I mean, the ragtime story is a prerequisite for jazz. And so I'm like, dang, they should be talking about this more too. So I'm like, it fits into everything that I care about, basically. And so I got better and better at it. And that means like figuring out more tunes and finding out like what I like about them to bring out those qualities. But good question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If someone were to want to start playing stride piano, just even to other songs and things like that, how would you suggest they start that out?
I would suggest starting with ragtime, honestly. Like ragtime is the best intro to stride. It's like that on the timeline, so it seems like the logical progression. You just play stuff like Scott Joplin. I mean, some of his pieces are really hard, but some of them not so much. I want to think of one. I mean, actually, they're all pretty like complex, but they are a good intro to understanding the harmony and how things move in the music, and a good intro to playing the syncopation. So maybe get like a modified version of the Joplin piece, or just play it how you want to play it with your own fingerings, and don't get injured, because you can apparently get injured playing the wrong way. But like the way I was playing when I first was starting, I literally was just watching YouTube videos, and I didn't know which fingers to play. Like the teachers who I eventually saw 2 years later or whatever, they would look at my technique and like laugh almost, because it was just so different than the way to apparently play, and not in like not in a necessarily negative way, but it was just funny that I was approaching this classical music that requires so much technique in a way not even using some of my fingers sometimes. And so there is a standard way to go about it, but honestly, I think if you just start at your own speed, you can incrementally learn the standard way. That's what I'm saying. And I used to play like a figure like this. When I first started, I was literally playing with one finger. I remember that, so gotta start somewhere. Yeah, I played that different than how the score has it, but basically, simple stride patterns can help you learn how to play the music. If you just play a root fifth, you know, anything like that. And it can take a while. Admittedly, like it takes a long time to really build a stride technique to do it comfortably and reliably and just aim there without looking even, but it's definitely possible. But I've definitely like spent a lot of hours like doing something like this in the Scott Joplin house for 1,000 times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, counting to 1,000, and really trying to get my aim reliable. So it can take a while, but don't let that discourage you. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, well, I'll play more.
Well, what are some other applications? Like where else do you use stride piano besides in rag? Like even in a jazz setting, what are different places you actually use it?
Jazz, yeah, definitely a lot in jazz. I mean, really, it's weird because jazz at 1940 like broke apart from the ragtime tradition. I kind of touched on that, but it like the bebop movement almost literally intentionally moved on from ragtime because they were tired of the the over commodification of the music and how square it sounded and all that. And so anyway, what I'm saying is sometimes in the later jazz stuff, I'm not like playing stride, like it's just not the approach, or it really doesn't show up a lot. But since I play so much stride, I sneak it in, and it's really not, since it's not that different at the end of the day, people don't care that much. And also it's such a novelty thing that I think people enjoy it, honestly. So what am I saying? So it shows up, but more and more where I'm just inserting it, I think. And also, I'm working on a new style called swag time. And swag time, I'm like putting ragtime with jazz and rap. And so it's this whole new thing. It's like jazz of the future, I think. And it's like the left hand is stride and keeping the beat, like setting it in time. And the right hand is exploring all this other stuff. And I'm telling stories like lyrically. So it's a whole thing. Yeah, how much time do I have left?
You can go another 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, cool. I wish I had more water, but I'll just finesse. Did you have a question? Yeah.
From my understanding, with like modern pianists, a lot of people are discouraged by rag and swing, or just like stride because of how difficult it is. So I feel like when people bust it out, everybody else is like, "Oh my God, this guy can play." How does that like show up in your experience as a modern musician?
It shows up like that. Yeah, for real. Yeah, it shows up like that. I mean, it's interesting. I play a lot of shows, and people say the nicest things for real. Like if I just zoom out and just think about it all, I do hear that a lot, and that is great. So it shows up like that. It's so heavy to carry though. It's so heavy to carry it because it takes a lot of work to get really good at the piano or anything in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the story. And so I'm like just playing a lot, like trying to learn so much music all the time. Like I'm constantly thinking about like just music, and I'm forced to think about business too. So all that is just what's playing in my mind. But it's you know how it is, like carrying something like that. That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
So
Yeah, it's a really difficult thing.
Thank you.
The second question I have is, when you play and practice, how do you like I don't know, create the phrases that you have with the right hand? Like
Those melodies and stuff you're talking about?
yeah, like how do you do that?
Man, it took years. I'm still in it. Like I'm still learning how to do it. But it's like it's jazz. Like you just like study jazz. That's a lot of the story. Like I would say is 60% of it jazz, and then a lot of it, it's like I don't want to say it like that, but it's like the black world where you got to tap into like a black gospel. Like it's just how they phrase. It literally is it's a cultural thing. It really is a cultural thing. Like almost like imitating the voice. All that stuff, and it's like a part of the blues tradition. How you do it really is like it's a subtlety to it, and at the bottom of it, it's definitely not racially exclusive. I want to say that for the record, but it's a part of the gospel tradition, and so that's another like 30% of it, and then the 10% is like if you just like tap into how you feel, you'll find melodies better and better if you keep exploring that logical path, and it'll sound good. It'll sound good if you just trust it. So
I have one more.
Okay.
So how do you practice jazz? Like how would you like tell the class to do in order to even begin to appropriately explore with these ideas and concepts?
How to practice it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
That was gonna be my thing. What's a basic thing that they could do like right now?
To get it.
If they went to a piano, what could you show them that they could practice like right now?
Yeah.
Like even something as simple as the stride,
Uh-huh.
going back and forth so they can
It's
have
like
a.
the accompaniment, just what the left hand does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
big question.
For sure. Really, again, I would just recommend this root triad thing over and over again, even if it was just like just try to travel an octave's distance. And I would say that it's easier and more memorable to do that in the context of playing music. So once you can actually make those moves, you should try to play a ragtime piece by Scott Joplin, maybe, where you are required to play that way. And that could be helpful. But if you don't want to play the stride thing, really, the harmony is just harmony set to rhythm is the point. Harmony and rhythm are like two main ingredients of music, and so harmony and rhythm need to be working in tandem some kind of way. And so if you want to learn harmony and rhythm, explore harmony and rhythm, like tap into a personal journey of coloring with your hands, like finding chords that you like, and like hear how that connects to the cultural zeitgeist, what you might typically hear, and then go there but deviate slightly so you can find your own voice, and then you can get deeper and go different places with it because it is open for interpretation. So you can take it wherever you want, just exploring different chords. So how to practice jazz. Do that first, and then study the language, I think, because you have to be. If you don't feel like emotionally connected to it, then it's basically impossible to dive into it, I think. It's just it can be really tedious. So you have to like have the blues a part of it. Like the blues have to be a part of the jazz, I think. Because otherwise it's just missing like a soul, I feel. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Where are we?
Any other questions?
Royce, play one of your compositions. Something.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do some swag time
Yeah,
actually.
why don't you end with some swag?
Cool. So this is my new genre. I don't know how close I need this for the stream. Maybe they missed everything I said because I'm not talking to the mic.
They're getting most of it, but if you want to get it up for this especially, that'd be cool.
Okay. What's up, everybody on the internet? Everybody listening in the future. Yeah, we'll see how this actually works, though. Haters gon' shred when I make the money spread. One by one, thank you, come again. Hit the cakewalk like I talk on Ted. Entertain the whole city, Red Fox, Big Sam. I'm about to make a scene. Stay for the crest, wait for the text. Yeah. I was down bad, plug left me myself when I say I'm really him. Trying to play it cool, hella smooth, hella trim with these arms from the dark side, bars going in. Swag time, yes, on my chest, Clark Kent, can't take the city back. This is where it is. Give my respect to all Americans. My brain too cold, I might girl me up from dreads. Thick mouth, tall, blue face, big spread. Trying to make a triple on top of I stand. But don't get it twisted, I am not one of them. My Air Force One's all white, newly wet. Feeling verified, I don't need a blue check. Staying out the mix for the checks, no stress. Why would I pretend? Do it all for the can. So I'm looking at the pen like, where do I begin? Trying to get a win with my 20s from the twins. Never work again, take it all on the chin. Facing these demons, no size in the man. Facing these demons, no size in the man. Facing these demons, no size in the man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming to this. This was really fun. Shout out to Piano for People. We got such a deep history, and I used to be here practicing just like you, so be encouraged. Thank y'all for being here. See y'all later.